Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh, and hello to all of you. This is the lecture for chapter 1, module 7. The topic is on financial planning process and overview, and in this topic I'm going to have a look at the definition of the financial planning according to Mfpcs. Right, and after that I will have a look at the definition of financial planning according to Lauren, as well as from the academic perspective. Then we are going to look at the needs, objectives, strategies, obstacles on achieving financial objectives, and also we are going to look at the 6 steps in financial planning process, and this is one of the most important things that you have to memorize, okay, in this course. Okay, let's have a look at the definition of financial planning. According to Mfpc, we can see that the definition of financial planning is actually a process or methodology of assisting clients. Okay, is a process or methodology. Or if you feel like not comfortable or don't understand about methodology, let me explain to you. It means methodology, the root word is method. Okay, or in Malay we call it as kaedah. Okay, kaedah ataupun cara-cara. Okay, so according to Mfpc, it is a process or methodology of assisting clients. You help the clients in determining their financial goals. You help them how they should identify their goals. Because why? Because clients not sure about what kind of goals that they should have. Okay, clients don't have a lot of knowledge in financial planning, so that's why you should guide the client, help them to determine, to identify what should be their financial goals. For example, you should let them aware that their clients need a retirement planning. If they have children, it is important for them to plan for the education. If they have, let's say they want to think about the future, they also have to think about the estate planning, etc., etc. So this is where is a process for the financial planner to assist the client in determining the financial goals, objectives, and priorities, and the resources to meet them in an optimal and practical manner. So beside of we help them to identify their goals, objective, and priorities, we also have to help them to identify what are their resources that they have that can be used to meet their objective, to meet their goals as well as their priorities. And we want to use their resources in an optimal and practical manner, in an optimal way, in a practical way. We're not going to suggest a very strict recommendation to the client up to the point that he feels that he possibly not be able to achieve the objective because it, the recommendation might be too strict. So it is where the recommendation become not practical anymore. Okay, for example, let's say you give a recommendation for your client to keep 10,000 per month as a saving for retirement, for example. Okay, while his salary is possibly like 12,000 per month. Therefore, this suggestion or recommendation is not optimal and it's not practical, because your client will not be able to use this. So that's why we have a a term here where the resources to meet them in an optimal and practical manner. It must be practical or humanly it can be achieved. If you look at the definition of financial planning according to Lauren Dunton, is one of the father of the financial planning in the USA. We can see that a financial planner, what actually financial planner does, help people spend, help people save, help people invest, insure, and plan wisely in order to achieve economic independence. So you have client, how they are going to spend, how they are going to save their money, how they are going to invest, how they want to insure, some kind of insurance planning, and plan wisely in order to achieve economic independence. What does it mean by economic independence? You have learned about this economic independence, right? This term, very, very important in this financial planning topic. Okay, if you look at another definition by an academicians, for example, we can see that it is the comprehensive systematic method for establishing, maintaining, nourishing, and eventually liquidating or otherwise disposing of your capital assets to produce desired level of cash flow. All right, so if you look at the keyword here, disposing of your capital assets, liquidating or disposing of your capital assets. So let's say you have unit trust. You sell the unit trust. Okay, once you reach your retirement age, for example, you liquidate your retirement fund that you keep in the unit trust, for example, or in the PRS, for example. It is also a part of the capital assets that your client has. Why you change all of these capital assets to cash? Because you want to use it for your own desired level of cash flow, for attaining specific financial objectives. For example, let's say you have a children where you want to send them to the university. So you keep money in the unit trust, for example, or in the SSPN, and after several years, then you will liquidate your saving because you want to send them to the university, for example. So that is the purpose where you want to use it within your desires and intentions. For example, if you want to distribute in your estate, one day you expect that everybody will die one day, and obviously whatever resources that we have will be passed to the next generation, basically. Okay, so please have a look at the definition of Mfpcs also here, as well as the explanation on the definition of Mfpc. Now we look at the needs, objective, and strategies. So a financial concern is actually a need. Okay, financial concern is actually a need. So if you're worried about your future, it is actually a need. If someone worry about children education, is a need. For me myself, I'm 40ish already, so I have to think about my retirement, and it is also a need for me. Okay, so whatever financial concern we have, it is actually a need, and these needs need to be expressed as an objective. Okay, it need to be expressed as an objective, and strategies are then adopted. Then we have to identify strategy to achieve the objective. So if I make a map here, if you have financial concern, this financial concern is actually a need. Okay, and we should express all of this as an objectives. Okay, if you want to get married, for example, it is also a financial concern. It's also a need in life. So you have to express that as an objective. For example, let's say your objective is when you want to get married at a certain age, for example. And after that, you have the objective, you have to identify the strategies. And you can have many strategies. Okay, so same goes to financial planning. And you use these strategies to achieve the objective. Okay, so you can have many strategies, and you can follow the strategies that you prefer. And if one strategy might be not work, then you have to change another strategy. Okay, so what if the objective or goals cannot be achieved? Let's say this objective you can't achieve, which means you can, thinking about the strategies that you have made, and you should change the strategies, or you should amend the strategies, or you should replace it with another strategy. Okay, for you to achieve the objective. So the overall process is, everything that I already mapped here. we call it as a planning. Is a plan. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about the obstacles to achieve financial objectives. Why people cannot achieve financial objectives. Number one, personal obstacles. This is very much related to psychological. Okay, psychological of individual, emotion, background, or environment. All right, because every people, they have their own style on how they manage their money. For certain number of people, they think that, from psychological perspective, they think it is okay to spend a lot on credit card, for example, using credit card. But for a certain number of people, might not comfortable to use credit card. Okay, like me, for example, I don't have any credit cards. Though in the past I work in bank, okay, and I work in promoting credit cards. All right, so it's just because of, for the personal reason, I'm not comfortable of using, like credit cards. I don't need credit card. I will just spend using cash. If I don't have that cash, I'm not going to spend. So that is the psychological behind me, what shaped me and how it shaped my spending pattern. So it is also similar, but I have friends who I should at the same age or at the same position like me in the bank, and she has several credit cards and she's very proud of it. She said that she has this from whichever bank, bank A, bank B, bank C, and she showed me the credit cards, the the series of the credit card, lots of credit cards that she has. So, and she's very proud of it. So, but as for me, I'm not comfortable at all, and up to this point still I didn't use any credit card. So that's why it is psychological. So for certain people, they are not be able to achieve the objective because it is simply their own problem. They don't have a discipline, for example, in managing their money. They like to, spend the money freely. If they have money, then they would like to change their cars. They like to spend on something unnecessary, for example. They like to go to travel overseas. So obviously, they are not be able to achieve the objective if they spend their money lavishly as they like, because they don't have a discipline, or they don't have self-restriction within themselves on how to manage their money. So this is a part of the problem why people cannot achieve personal people will not be able to achieve financial objectives because of the personal reason. Okay, and it also includes the background of the individual and the environment. Okay, I didn't blame anyone, but if for example, if parents taught their children, they should spend the money wisely, they should work hard and keep their money, they should be responsible. Once they spend the money, they should spend responsibly. They should not try to throw out all of the money that they have at one time. They must have a backup in saving. So if you have been raised in that particular background or environment of the family, then you will be able to achieve objective. But if, for example, the background or environment of the family is not like that, then it would be difficult for you to achieve the objective. If the family is very materially focused, for example, let's say the father said that this year your brother changed from BMW to Mercedes, what about you, for example? So that kind of pressure might put someone in a situation that focus on the short-term financial planning, okay, not long-term financial planning. Then once they get money, then they will spend on what they like to impress others. So as part of the issues, number 2 is lack of confidence Okay, lack of confidence. Certain people, they really don't want to face the challenge. Many are unwilling to confront or face the reality of the situation they are in. Okay, you have a reality that, you know, after certain years, your child will go to the universities. Some people will say that, I don't want to think about it lah. Don't know at the age my child still alive or not, me also still alive or not, or kiamat already. So don't want to think about it lah. This also will, you know, like give effects towards the, you know, it's part of the obstacle in achieving financial objective. Okay, but if you rather think about it and feel that, oh, okay, I will face it, I will face the challenge, I don't want to run from the reality, I want to take a responsibility out of this, then you will start to plan. You will start to plan what to do, how much you are going to save. But if you lack of confidence, for example, some of the people, they have this kind of behavior. They know about what will happen in the future, but I don't want to think about it lah. So this is the type of person. Okay, so this is also part of the obstacles in achieving financial objective. The third one is procrastination. This one is late lah. Okay, relax lah. Don't want to think about it lah. Kan? Procrastination. Yes, I want to do it, but still have a lot of time, you know. I want to retire at the age of 60. Now I'm 45. Many years lah. Don't need to worry about to keep money or etc. because cukup. InsyaAllah all the resources will be enough. So this is procrastination is also one of the problem. Rather than that, it is also because of ineffective communication. You know, once you want to plan for the objectives, okay, financial objectives, you need to have a collaboration within the family. So let's say you want to keep, you know, to make a saving. Make saving. Before this, you don't have saving, but now you start to make a saving. Let's say about 500 per month, because you want to keep this for your child education, for example.